Hey guys, Hammer Tamer here, and welcome back to another video. And today, we're doing something new. I've never really done this before. It is a reaction video. We are reacting to New World Review's video titled, I Hate Attack on Titan. Now, this is just because I think Attack on Titan is a great anime, and I don't really see where anyone can hate it. For all I know, this video could just be clickbait, but I know. Let's hear him out and see what he has to say.
I hate Attack on Titan. After following the series for 7 or so years now, that's the only reasonable conclusion that I can come to. And I could go into every facet about why I feel this way, but I think it's best epitomized by one moment. A moment where an overzealous, bloodthirsty little parasite that I barely know can shoot a beloved potato girl. But what I hate is that despite all of the pain and loss, I am still primarily left with the feeling that Gabi was justified in doing so.
I mean, he kinda has a point. I had to wait a week after this video actually came out because I seem to be one of the only people who doesn't have Crunchyroll Premium, so I need to wait a week after every new Attack on Titan episode to actually see it. But he kind of has a point. Like, I barely know this person, and she just killed Sasha, one of the best characters in the show. And although I do personally think she was justified, but yeah, so far he kind of brings up some pretty good points.
Hello and welcome to the New World Review, your source for everything anime and manga, and today we are here to dive into my complex feelings regarding Attack on Titan, a series where I don't think the words love and hate are so mutually exclusive, and more specifically why the latest, at the time of this recording, episode of Season 4 encapsulates this experience pretty perfectly. But for a bit of fun, we're going to start off with a slice of democracy. I understand that young Gabi will have caused quite a stir in the anime community, perhaps even the world at large, given what's trending on Twitter, so here's the deal. If you think that Gabi was justified in her actions, then please do show your support by hitting the subscribe button for the New World Review, which will also result in regular anime, perhaps even Attack on Titan content uploaded straight into your YouTube feed. Or
once again though, like he brings up a pretty good point. You guys should definitely like and subscribe. I'm just saying.
of course, I did make this poll quite deliberately blunt. It has no room for nuance whatsoever because that's just not how war works. In the moment, there is no time for nuance, so I wanted to know where people stood on that sort of level. As for where I stand, like I quite blatantly stated in the intro, this is the sort of situation that makes me hate Attack on Titan. Not because the series is bad, I actually think it's been incredibly solidly put together, and I hope that we do keep this up all the way till the end.
Okay then, so yep, it's clickbait. Like, you titled the video, I Hate Attack on Titan, making it seem like you strongly dislike it. But no, you literally just said that you hope that it continues. Like, I'm just saying, you need at least some level of clickbait to get your like views on YouTube videos. But you should probably come up with a more clever title. Otherwise you're gonna get bullied, my guy.
But I hate that this series forces me into some very uncomfortable territory regarding morality, and usually lands in quite a depressing and unsatisfactory place. Which is pretty perfect for this series, which aims to explore deeper aspects of humanity by juxtaposing them against giant monsters, and then always asking us the question of, well, who are the real monsters here? And the correct answer is often, literally everyone.
Although this is clickbait though, he's pretty right. Like, Attack on Titan is good at bringing up morals. Like, if you've seen the show, Eren just committed like mass genocide on hundreds of people, yet they did the exact same thing to him when he was a kid. So like, does that make it right or not? But yeah, he brings up some good points right here.
But our monster of the hour this time around is Gabi, and I want to hate her, I really do. Aside from Levi, Sasha was easily my favorite character in this entire hellhole of a series, and I highly doubt that I'm alone in that feeling. Sasha was like a beacon of this potato-generated light in a swamp of morally questionable protagonists who only continue to become more and more bogged down with every decision they make.
I don't even know why, but like, every time this man says Gabi, however you pronounce it, it just makes me think of the way they say Dabi in JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
ジョスターさん、何をするつもりなんです？表面張力というのを知っているかね？バービー君。ダービーです。私の名はダービー。
And I suppose that's exactly why Sasha had to die. There was no other character on that airship that Gabi could have killed, which would have had more impact on the audience than Sasha. Someone who I would say, at least anecdotally, is universally loved. Seriously, I think Gabi could have shot Armin, Mikasa, Connie, Jean, maybe not Levi, but almost anyone else on that airship could have been killed, and it would have generated less outrage than killing Sasha.
You know, I really want to argue with him here, actually, but he's kind of right. Like, Attack on Titan has a lot of cool characters, but Sasha is actually like one of the smartest ones I could have killed for it to actually like affect everybody. I mean, I'd argue that if Mikasa died, I'd probably be pretty upset about that as well. But yeah, even though I wanted to argue with him about that, he's actually right.
And in fact, we have a tangible example of this hypothetical from this very episode, because everyone is so saturated with thoughts about Gabi and Sasha, but almost nobody seems to stop and think about Lobov. He was killed by Gabi as well, and absolutely no one anywhere cares. Not even me. I'm sorry, Lobov, but I don't care. But
I mean, he's kind of right. Like, once again, Gabi was one of the smartest people they could have killed. Like, other people, we wouldn't really have cared. Like, Lobov died as well, but no one seemed to care about that.
the reason why Gabi is an issue at all is because she killed Sasha and thus took something precious to us. As a result, Gabi is now the devil incarnate who exists only to cause us pain and must be punished with ever so violent yet satisfying justice. It's a very similar feeling to the one that we began the series with. Eren's mother was killed, and so we channeled our anger into enacting some form of justice onto the Titans. They were the undisputed villains, completely void of any humanity, irredeemable creatures that were good for nothing except for being sliced to pieces and being eradicated from existence, which I find very interesting because our initial feelings towards the Titans are almost an exact mirror of Gabi's philosophy regarding the Eldians on the island. Gabi quite literally refers to this group of people as devils, with that same sort of intense hatred that we are intimately familiar with being generated from Eren specifically, but not exclusively. And the only reason why we're not so much on Gabi's side here is because we've now spent 3 whole seasons with these devils, and we understand that they are no such thing. They are wildly imperfect humans, the same brand that you will find on Marley, just with a funky innate Titan ability.
I mean, like, yeah, still, he's spitting facts here, but, my only problem with this is later on he refers to Eren as the new protagonist when he literally just said we spent 3 seasons with him, so, yeah, I'm just saying.
Which leads me to one of the most annoying conclusions I've ever had to grapple with in this series, which is basically that Gabi is Eren. The Gabi we see now in Season 4 is pretty much a carbon copy of where Eren was in Season 1, where he begins his rage-filled Titan slaughtering journey, without a single care for who these Titans are or may have been, and why they did the things they did. And yeah, I know Eren's case is a bit more clear-cut because he was fighting literal monsters, but hey, eventually it comes out that there was a lot more to Titans than meets the eye. As it turns out, these Titans were once human, and we'd been slaughtering primarily innocent victims of circumstance. And Gabi hasn't quite reached the realization aspect of her journey yet. In fact, well, she's nowhere near it. She's still in that blind indoctrination phase where to her, seeing, say, Sasha is no different from being confronted with a literal Titan monster that is threatening to destroy her and everything she loves.
He brings up some really good points though, like, I didn't even realize the parallels between Sasha and, Eren until I saw this, and, he's bringing up some pretty good points. Like, they are pretty similar, and there's some pretty big parallels drawn between them.
And in that way, I think Gabi's actions are entirely justified from her perspective. To us, as the audience, yes, she is an idiot child making an already terrible situation much, much worse with her ignorant bloodlust. But that's only because we have the benefit of knowledge and context though. From Gabi's perspective, she is the Eren-like protagonist who saw her friends get crushed by Titan debris and has sworn revenge on the ones who caused it, just as Eren did after witnessing his mother's death. And to me, there is no difference between child Eren and child Gabi, which actually I guess is the only Gabi we currently have access to. Gabi just got the opportunity to act on her blind desires before Eren did in the grand scheme of things, which is a very interesting hypothetical. Let's go back to Season 1 and ask ourselves, if young Eren had equipped himself with a weapon, went hunting, and found, say, Reiner after he'd reverted back to being a human and then killed him, would we not be praising child Eren?
I mean, to be honest, probably not though, because at the time we didn't know Reiner and Bertold were the, Colossal and Armored Titan. And also the series would be a lot shorter and would have ended right there, and we wouldn't have Attack on Titan as we have it today. So I personally probably wouldn't praise Eren if that were to hypothetically happen.
I mean, if anything at that point, he would be hailed as a hero, the child who brought down a villainous, murderous armored titan. There would be no moral question attached to it at all. So when we get to season 4 and Eren does the exact same thing that Reiner did by attacking a society for what he believes to be a purpose of greater good, am I going to blame the new Eren that he creates as a result of that? And my answer is absolutely not. Gabi is simply doing what she thought was justified and thinking exclusively from her perspective. That is very hard to argue with, especially because Eren at this stage is 100% an antagonist.
I mean, from Gabi's perspective, yes, Eren is the antagonist, but the definition of an antagonist is someone who, like, goes up against the protagonist, and you literally said earlier that, we've been following Eren and, like, that entire team for 3 seasons, and that means that we've been following him, Eren, the protagonist. So he's not the antagonist. I mean, yeah, he's not the antagonist. Antagonist doesn't mean villain. Like, take Death Note, for example. Light's the protagonist of that, but he's arguably a villain.
We all get that, right? The moment he decided to kill innocent civilians for whatever purpose this turns out to be, he was lost. I don't think there's any redemption for him, and just as he said to Reiner, they are now the same. Which in a really intriguingly twisted way now sort of makes Gabi our protagonist because she is the latest victim in this vicious cycle. A cycle where she was radicalized by the actions of Eren, who was radicalized by the actions of Reiner, who was radicalized by his society, which was radicalized by the actions of ancient Eldia. It's a cycle that spans, I think, thousands of years, and Gabi is just our latest descendant of that.
That doesn't mean she's the protagonist, though. Like, we've been following, like, maybe for season 4, Gabi is indeed the protagonist because she's who her story is what we've been following. She's been, like, the person we've been, like, experiencing and stuff. Eren, overall for the story, though, is the protagonist because we've been with him for 3 seasons. Gabi, we've only been with her for, like, 9 or 10 episodes.
So my question becomes, now that Eren is irredeemable, will it actually be up to Gabi to be the one to break this cycle? Right now it looks like Gabi is on the exact same path as Eren and will continue to commit atrocity after atrocity until someone is eventually radicalized by her and seek revenge in this new catastrophic threat. But given the meta information that this is the final season, I'm inclined to believe that things will end with Gabi and her generation. And I guess I should say at this point that no, I have not read the manga, so I could be very, very wrong about this. I just have very minimal desire to read the manga because I enjoy the Attack on Titan anime experience.
I mean, a lot of people would disagree with you there, buddy. Like, I actually agree, but there's a lot of wimps complaining about the CGI of Attack on Titan, and they're not enjoying the anime anymore because they're too busy complaining about the CGI. I mean, I personally don't mind. Definitely nowhere near how bad Berserk was, but yeah, a lot of people would disagree with you there.
Which, to reiterate, is that I hate Gabi for what she did to Sasha, but I also don't blame her whatsoever. Your home gets attacked by a race that you've been led to believe all your life are literal devils, you then see your friends murdered in front of your eyes, and Gabi's reaction becomes natural if nothing else. And here's something else I also haven't really seen uttered anywhere in the social media verse as of yet. As much as I love Sasha, she isn't exactly an innocent victim in this situation either. Sasha made a choice to be part of an incursion on a neighboring country that she knew would end up killing countless civilians. Nobody forced her to act. Sasha did it of her own accord, assumedly to help Eren or in service of whatever crazy plan is in the works.
I mean, like, yeah, Sasha is entirely innocent here. Nobody really is, because, like, all these people that we've been following have been, like, doing bad things and killing all these people. Yeah, Sasha also, Gabi also killed Sasha and stuff. So, like, there's really no good guy and no bad guy here. That's one of the, like, really good, most positive, not positive, but, like, biggest messages of Attack on Titan.
So Sasha is a willing combatant, and look, I don't know what to say. When it comes to war, soldiers end up dying. It's tragic and usually unnecessary in the grand scheme of things, but what else was to be expected? You can't just fly into enemy territory with violent intentions towards them, and then be completely shocked and aghast when the people you've attacked either defend themselves or go out of their way to seek revenge on you. So as much as I would like to consider Sasha my perfect little potato girl, she is just as guilty as anyone in this situation. I mean, except for maybe Eren. Holy crap. I didn't think it was possible for me to dislike Eren more than I already did, but this season has already taken things to a whole new level.
Wait, you guys actually dislike Eren that much? Like, I understand... Sorry, I'm a little sick. Like, I understand disliking him this season because of him killing all those people, but, like, he was kind of a crybaby, but that's it. Why you hate Eren so much, my guy? Like, I just don't entirely understand.
I mean, I empathize with him to a degree, but he's so far gone at this point. I would be pretty incredibly shocked if he was redeemed by the time the series ends. Gabi, on the other hand, I think we might see go in the opposite direction. Right now is our period of peak Gabi hate, but after being taken in by the enemy, there is the obvious chance that she will have to live with these devils for quite some time. And during that time, Gabi will discover that, hey, they're not all that bad, are they? And hopefully with that sort of perspective, this cycle will end with her. With that said, the other option is that Gabi is also too far gone herself, and that the cycle breakage duty is going to fall to Falco. Someone who should definitely absolutely not be ignored, because he's already further on his journey of understanding than I think most characters in this world. He's also not completely irredeemable yet. Falco hasn't gone and committed any brash acts of atrocity, so who knows? Maybe I'm wrong about Gabi, and Falco is going to be our endpoint.
I mean, yeah, I definitely hope that happens. Like, personally, I just, like... sorry. I enjoy Falco much more as a character than Gabi. Like, Gabi kind of sucks, but I enjoy Falco's character. He's pretty cool.
All I know is that things are going to get a hell of a lot worse before they get better, if they get better. I think if is an important word here. But like I said, I quite thoroughly view Eren as the primary antagonist of this series now, and if one is going to hate on Gabi for killing Sasha, then I think that at the very least, an equal amount of hate should be directed at Eren for instigating this whole attack in the first place.
Eren's not the antagonist, though. But you are right, like, some hate should go to Eren for starting the whole situation in the first place. I apologize, guys. I am currently a little sick. I have kind of a cough, and I am trying my best not to cough. Guys, I apologize.
But even then, it becomes a very vicious blame cycle in and of itself. Gabi was a victim, Eren was a victim, Reiner was a victim, the Malians were victims long ago, and who knows how long it goes back. The roots of blame are absolutely endless, and I think that's kind of the point. Trying to assign blame is meaningless because, at this point in time, there is no chance of justice for anyone. Both sides of this conflict have committed atrocities which have sparked response atrocities, which have only further bred atrocity, and really the only way forward is probably to somehow just come to a full stop.
I mean, like, okay, but why do you like the word atrocity so much? New World Review, like, just kind of curious.
Someone to experience hardship but then refuse to retaliate. And that's why I hate Attack on Titan, because while I have no idea what's coming, I know that the ultimate solution to this problem, if there even is one, will not be satisfactory. It will require some sort of painful compromise, and that sucks so bad. But that's also a very realistic depiction of war. There is no glory, only destruction. And nothing to really be done from that except pick up the remnants and rebuild. Furthermore, I also hate this series because it has this tendency of transforming characters I love into characters I hate, and then turning characters I hate into those I love. But that's also why it's so damn compelling, because look, as much as I hate you, Gabi, I also kind of love you.
For real though, like, there are no good sides in war. Like, both sides are killing people, which is, like, really bad, and Attack on Titan depicts that very well by having both sides have, like, irredeemable qualities. Anyways, guys, that will be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed. That was my reaction to New World Reviews, why I hate Attack on Titan. It was a little clickbaity, and he said some stuff I don't entirely agree with, but overall, he kind of brings up some good points. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you all next time. Peace out.